Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be talking about Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, and Z-Moves coming to Pokemon Go and when we might see that happen. So let's start with that data mined info. So here we have an article by the Pokémon Group. They've recently pieced together some of their latest data mines that bring together the mysterious stations that were added to the game code a few months ago, as well as code names Bread and Bread Dough, which they believe refer to Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing respectively. Now, what they propose in their article here, which I've linked below, is that stations refer to Dynamax Pokemon dens. Dough is the code name for anything related to Dynamaxing, like Max Moves, which have been added to the game files. And then Bread Dough refers to Gigantamaxing. If you're not familiar with these game mechanics, they were part of Sword and Shield. They both increase the size and stats of the Pokemon, and then Gigantamaxing also changes the design of the Pokemon and probably increases the stats a little bit more than Dynamaxing does. Now, all Pokemon in Sword and Shield could Dynamax, but only a select few can Gigantamax, and those that can get access to a G-move, which is even more powerful than the Max moves from Gigantamaxing, and often had other effects as well, like status effects that go with them. Now, in Sword and Shield, Dynamax Pokemon only stayed Dynamax for 3 turns before they returned to normal, so I'm not sure how they'll work this in Pokemon Go. Think about Mega Evolutions, those last for 8 hours in Pokemon Go, but in the main series games that was something that was permanent. So will Dynamax last 8 hours, or maybe just for a single raid battle? Pokemon Go doesn't exactly have turns like the main series games, so I would think a single battle is the smallest amount of time that they would do. But we'll have to wait and see how that all ends up working. Let me know your theories in the comments down below, how you think this might work. Will it be like Mega Evolutions? Will it be for a shorter period of time? I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this ends up working, but I can say 2 things for sure here. Pokemon is correct. I have this from a reliable source inside Niantic, that Bread and Bread Dough and stations are things that refer to Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, and that Niantic is bringing those to Pokemon Go in the near future. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but let's look at the other thing that Pokemon Group found, which is this image here. Now you can see here, this looks a little bit like a power-up screen. There are crystals on here. Pokemon suggested that maybe this is for leveling up the Dynamax level, similar to how there's a Mega level. There's also a Dynamax level in Sword and Shield, but I have it on good authority from that same reliable source that this actually refers to Z-Moves. Not surprising, Z-Moves required Z crystals in the main series games, and we can see a sort of diamond or crystal-like thing here. So this image definitely referring to Z-Moves, something that Niantic also wants to bring to the game very soon. Now, if you're not familiar with Z-Moves, they are from the Generation 7, and they're just super powered moves that can generally only be used once per battle, and there were Z-Moves for each of the 18 types, as well as status Z-Moves and Pokemon-specific Z-Moves. I'm not sure if we'll see status Z-Moves in Pokemon Go, because they don't do a lot of status stuff. They kind of simplified that quite a bit, but I do think we'll get a Z-Move for potentially each of the 18 types, and hopefully those Pokemon-specific ones as well. Both of those should fit into the game pretty easily. And again, I do have on good authority from that same source that Z-Moves are something that Niantic wants to bring to Pokemon Go very soon. And when I say very soon, I do mean quite soon, potentially within the next couple months during the summer. If you don't know, summer is generally the biggest time in Pokemon Go. Niantic tries to go all out and make it sort of the biggest time of the year each year. And I have also heard that not only is Niantic on board with making this the biggest summer in Pokemon Go ever, but the other 2 companies that get a say are also very on board with making this a huge summer for Pokemon Go. So I think we are going to see a lot of stuff coming to the game. So even though there's nothing in the data mines to suggest a timeline for this, I have heard that Niantic's plans right now are to release all of these things, Gigantamaxing, Dynamaxing, and Z-Moves, this summer in Pokemon Go. I really hope they stick to that and we get all of that this summer. That's going to be a lot of exciting stuff on top of what we already have coming. If you aren't aware, Mega Rayquaza is coming back in Elite Raids on June 29th. I have a video on that that I'll link at the end of the video and in the description down below if you want to go check it out. And we've also seen data mines for a shiny Celebi research. That should come out at the 8th anniversary of Pokemon Go. And then the Pokemon Group also found a ticket for a Meltan research. Now, if you don't know, Meltan is available anytime in the game as long as you do a mystery box. Works kind of like an incense. You get those by sending a Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home. And then once you have that mystery box, you activate it, walk around, and Meltan will spawn. So Meltan generally very easy to get, definitely the easiest mythical to get. However, it is not able to be shiny except for when the shiny is turned on, and that usually only happens once per year. So I'm thinking this year. That might happen for the 8th anniversary event when this ticket is released. The ticket does award a Meltan, so it would be nice of them to, turn on the shiny so that those who maybe can't do the Pokemon Home thing and get those mystery boxes will have at least one shot at a shiny Meltan. But yeah, I'm really hoping, and this is just a guess on my part, no inside information here, but I'm really hoping that that is when they are going to turn on shiny Meltan again. So definitely get that set up to be able to get those mystery boxes in case that happens. All right, everybody, that's all the news, data mined, and leaked info I have for you in this video. As soon as I get more information, I'll definitely put out a video on it. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more Pokemon Go news, tips, and live streams. Hit the like button if you found this video useful. Happy hunting. I wish you much shiny luck, and we'll see you in the next one, friends.
I've got something incredibly funky.